Hello, how are you doing today? Today we're going to break down what it's like to be a real estate investor. We are going to look into the three ways that most people make money in real estate. What's it like buying a regular house, a mom and pop investor, and then a commercial, having a whole commercial real estate business. And we're going to look at some of the things that you need to consider if you are going to buy your first house. Now, the three ways that most people make money in real estate is cash flow, appreciation, and mortgage paydown. Okay, let's don't worry, I got you. Let's break it down. So, your cash flow, that's your profit. That's how much you make minus how much you spend every month, right? Your rent minus your expenses. Very simple. Appreciation, you buy the house for 500K, you sell it for 600, you just made 100K. Real easy, real quick, you know. Last one, mortgage pay down. You're not going to buy the house in cash every month. You're going to pay a little bit, and at the end, you get that money back. That's how the pay down works. And a lot of times it's over 30 years, 25 years, who knows, whatever you decide when you buy the house. Let's look at cash flow first, because a lot of people think that this is the way out. You get one rental property, you're good. Yes, you make $2,000 a month, but a lot of people don't consider all the expenses you have to pay. So these are actual numbers from a real rental property. Yes, $2,000 a month is great, but don't forget all these other things. This person is only making $50 a month. $50 a month, they didn't really have to do much, but they had to create this system and make sure everything gets done. So don't think that cash flow is the way out. There's other things that you need to consider. Let's keep going. Let's see what it's like being a mom and pop investor. 1 to 5 doors, right? This is great because it's possible with your normal job. You could be going and doing the work after work. It's slow entry. It's nice. You can get one property at a time, slowly roll into it. You don't need to do everything at once. And you usually manage this yourself. If you don't, it's probably going to eat into all your profit. It is more responsibility. You do need to allocate time to this because it's a business. I don't know what a lot of people think this is. You are running an organization. You're offering something to someone every month and you're guaranteeing it. That's the contract you're signing for a fixed price. That's a business. So you got to be ready to treat it like a business. For example, let's say you had 4 rental properties, each worth $500,000, and you get $2,000 a month for each one. Okay, you've got $2 million in real estate. That's great. You make $8,000 a month, and let's say you can run the numbers right. You're not like this guy, right? You can run the numbers really good, and you walk away with $1,000 a month every month, 12 grand a year. Your property will probably appreciate. If we go back to these three, your property will probably appreciate about 2% a year. It changes, but that's like the average. And let's say you have a mortgage pay down as well. You could probably be making between 50 to 100K a year off of your rental property, off of your 4 rental properties worth 2 million. Now, this is not guaranteed. It changes, and a lot of times you don't get all the money until you exit. But let's see what this is like if we have a commercial rental property, commercial real estate rental company. Okay, you have more than 100 doors. You have a building. You own the block. Okay, you're the boss here. You got to understand, you now have a whole team. You have employees helping you with the toilets, with this and that. You make a ton of money every month, a lot of money. We're going to break it down. We're going to use the same numbers as we did before with the 4 doors. And this time we're going to look at 400. Okay, the difference is, because it's so much money, a lot of times it's tough to go to a bank. You might need to reach out to someone, raise that money. That's called raising capital, coming up with some contract that works with them. This is a corporation. This is a legal entity. People need vacation. People have sick days. This is a real organization. You got to be ready. This is the boss man. This is the real stuff here. Let's take a look. Let's say you had 400 doors now, the same number, $500,000 each at $2,000 a month. You've got a $200 million rental company. That's huge. That's awesome. You make 800 grand a month. You take home 100 grand a month. That's $1.2 million a year just for yourself in profit. Imagine that. You manage a company, you make $1 million for $1 million a year. That's solid. Okay. Your property appreciates 2% a year. You make 4 million. Let's say that the pay down's another 4-ish million. You probably make 5 to 10 million a year off of your $200 million. Now, what you got to know is it's very hard to brute force your way into 400 doors. You can brute force your way into 4 doors. You get one, then you wait and you get another. But doing that for 400 will take you a long time. So this is what I'm saying. You got to get creative. You got to talk to the right people. You got to structure the right deals and make sure it works. You're going to need some kind of investor because the bank, they're iffy. They're iffy. You got to get creative. Okay? It's all about the numbers. If your rent is $2,000 a month and you pay and you get, and it's $2,300 to run it, you're losing $300 a month. This isn't working. If it's $2,000 but you're paying $1,500, you're doing great. You got $500 a month off one property. You're doing great. This is what we want to see. This is not what we want to see. Okay? These are some things that you want to consider if you're going to buy your first house. How much you make. How much you make in your credit score is going to determine how much of a loan you can get. You also need to, if you're going to get a loan, you got to put some money down. That's your down payment. And you got to consider the type of property you're buying. Is it a condo? Is it just for yourself? Are you getting a duplex? Are you getting multifamily? Is it for students? The reason that this is important is because if you have multifamily, your tenants could help you qualify for more money. They're going to use the numbers. You're making $2,000 a month. The bank's going to look at that. Hey, you got an extra $2,000. Let's put that towards how much you can get. You can get approved for more. Okay, so you're not out of luck if you're looking to get more doors right from the bat. Also consider there's a structure when it comes to buying a property. It's usually you put in an offer because you like it. You get an inspector to check what's going on. Did the toilet blow up? Is there poo seeping from the walls? Who knows? Okay, you get an inspector for that. You're okay with the poo? You close the deal. It's yours now. Now, the reason I say this is because you want to use your real estate experts. You have a job. Maybe you're a coder. Maybe you're a bus driver. If I ask about the bus, you know what's going on. If I ask you, what rubber is the tires, you might not know because you're not an expert in that. This is what these people do all day, every day. You trying to cut corners, save a couple $100 is going to bite you in the end. Let's just say this. An inspector could tell you the supporting beam is going to fall. You would have never known if you don't know how to read the problems in the ceiling. Okay, but this guy just saved you $20,000 or maybe a bad deal. A lawyer might tell you there's a loan against the property. You would have never known if you didn't dig into the details, and it's tough to get that as public information. This is what they do, okay? So don't go against your experts. They're very helpful in these situations. Let's take a look on how, let's use an actual example because we want to get rich. We don't want this little money. We want good money. We want real stuff. How do you get rich from real estate? You get rich in real estate by creating value. To start, you find the worst property on the best street. You do renovations to bring it to the average on the street. Then you refinance or you exit to find a bigger deal or better deal. Okay, let's use this. 123 Applewood Crescent. Very simple. This house is listed for $250K, but the street, the average house is $330. So you're doing well already. You put $30,000 in renos. You find extra things. You rent out a parking spot. You rent out the shed. You wait 3 years. You let it appreciate and you sell. Okay, this is just a quick rundown. You put $50,000 down. You put $30,000 in renos, but now it appreciates up to $60,000. So now your property's worth $310. You do your little shed parking situation. It's now worth $320. And then you wait 3 years, it appreciates. Now it's worth $335. We're back to just about what the market will pay for it. And you've made a nice $135,000 if you decide to exit. Some of this is your reno money. Some of it is your down payment, but some of it is that hard-earned money you got by creating value. This is the whole thing with real estate. It's not fast money. You don't just buy a property and sit and it doesn't just, you got to do something. You got to improve it, make it better for the next person that they think, wow, this is a good property. Then they think they can do something with it and bring it up even more. What you can do in this situation, you either take the money out and keep it. That's a refinance. You get a new loan for the house, or you sell and you restart again. You go to 1402 Garden Palace. Okay. You take all your money, you use it as a down payment for a bigger house that's worth $670K, but the street, everything on the street is worth $750. Right? You do the same thing, renos, you appreciate, you find the parking spot, you find the shed, you find whatever, turn it to a duplex, sell it again for $750, $760, you start again. This is the game in real estate. Create value, roll the money. Create value, roll the money. Get bigger, get bigger. You get your 400 units, you get your 1.2 million and you're good. Okay? What is the difference between a good and bad investor? The bad investor thinks it's free money. You do nothing, you magically get paid your rent every month. They don't look at the numbers. They don't do repairs. They're a bad landlord. They don't answer the calls. They don't fix stuff. They don't understand that it's not fast money. They don't understand that your problems are just going to get worse. The good investor understands the money. They understand the market. They understand what it could be worth. They do all the predictions. And on top of that, they add an extra safety net of having emergency money in case things go wrong. They understand you got to create value. Okay? Let's wrap this up. It's all about the numbers. Baby steps, little by little, one door at a time. You start rolling. You know what it's like to do the rounds. You know what it is. Then you can get into these big projects. Use your experts. You don't cut corners. You do everything right by the book, especially for your first ones. Once you start getting good, you know what you can do and what you can't do. Last, I'm in Ottawa. I love Ottawa. Okay, this is what I do, is I look at market here because it's a big government area. They're great tenants. Everything works out. That's my market. You might have a market. Who knows? Okay, before we go, I have a Discord. If you want to talk to me directly, you just join the Discord. It's down below. Okay, you can get access to me right away. You just ping me. I'll join you. Let's chat. If you have questions about real estate, you got questions about investing, anything you want to talk about, you just let me know and we'll make it happen. Thanks for listening today. And if you want some more videos, let me know below. Something you want to talk about, something you want me to record. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.